Hello, everyone. We've got an unusual show tonight. We were so enthralled and had so much fun with our buddy Brian Savic that we decided to do part two of the show. The guy's from Australia. He twisted his whole schedule around to be on with us, and we learned a lot with him, and we really learned, most important, what a good guy he is. So, Brian, welcome back. You're our first guest that we've had on twice, and not regretfully at all. We were thrilled. Why don't you, for anyone that was unlucky enough to miss the first show, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself, what you do, and don't mention anything about the koala mishap. Mike Larkin's still regretting that.
Yeah, he's going to take a while to recover. My name's Brian Savic, and I run an agency for marketing called Good News Social. And what I do is I look for different ways to share, inspire, and send messages to the people in the market that are most going to benefit and learn from being able to connect with the right people that will give them the optimal service they deserve, and in a way that creates relationships long term. So effectively, digital engagement of any kind that is going to maximize that message to the market is what I deal with. And that can be many different things. But I thank you, gentlemen, for your kind words. I really appreciate being here again. I apologize for the tardiness. Google has a tendency not to like Australia and America connecting for some unknown reason, and has a latency period of about 25 minutes for Google Meet for some unknown reason. But I don't want to sound paranoid. Having said that,
just because you're paranoid doesn't mean people aren't after you.
Exactly. It doesn't mean I'm not going to continually be looking behind my back. We were talking last time about media sites and news sites and things like that, and how to actually attract visitors to your actual digital property online. And Gary was talking about his particular warranty product, and Larry was talking about his tuition business. And I think what we were sort of lacking was being able to finish up with the fact that there is an ability for you both to actually have someone else promote your businesses and then give them an actual commission for doing so. And it doesn't have to be someone on the road as such. It can be someone that might have their own blog or news site like Michael, and have banners on that site or links on that site that actually go to your business. And if someone refers that, then if there's a transaction, then that's an affiliate transaction, and a commission can be exchanged for doing so. And that's what I was basically starting to emphasize last week, or the week before rather, as far as an additional way other than buying ads, because those people that are affiliates of your product already have some type of relationship with the people that they're recommending your product to or talking to your product about. So it's probably a lot more further down into the funnel, and I think the people are a lot more consciously competent about your product purely because of the relationship existing with the affiliate. Does that make sense, by the way, gentlemen?
It makes complete sense, because we used to make fun of people, those fringe celebrities that were famous for being famous. We couldn't figure out what they did. We just knew who they are. But at this point, to ignore the fact that there are literal fortunes being made by people that are referred to as influencers. If enough people can get someone else's attention and steer it in your direction, I mean, isn't that what really all advertising is for? Hey, look at me, use my product, be aware of me. So if influencers can do this, you'd be kind of foolish. Me and Gary and Mike are old card dogs, and we remember you took every shot. I mean, you were in the newspaper, you were on TV, you were on radio. If there was a Little League team, you wanted your name on the back of their uniform. So if this is a tool that's become so super popular, you'd be kind of foolish to ignore it.
Look, Well, it's how can I put it best? It's like the influencer doesn't really. The original influencer was an affiliate, which means that an affiliate would have been someone that already has an industry connection. So an optimal affiliate for Gary would be someone that might have a car blog or that might do car reviews. And that's a distinct connection there. Or someone that might have written a sales book or a motivational book might actually have a connection with yourself. And you could partner with that person and say, okay, well, if anyone buys my book, I can give you a discount on Larry's training, on his motivational training or his sales training. And then what would happen is the people that are the audience of that author for that sales book suddenly become your audience because he's recommended you and they're actual distinctly focused on your product. So if I was an influencer and I'm sitting there talking about mascara and eyeliner and saying how fantastic it was, and I'm in the middle of my transition period, right?
That means something really different in America, but by the way.
It means the same thing here as well.
I think the analogy might have gotten slightly off the track, but at least it got Gary Soman's attention, so we're good.
I wanted to raise an eyebrow for you and said to show you that it actually crosses many different fronts. So the affiliate, sorry.
I don't want to lose my train of thought with where you're on with the affiliate. So there's multiple things going through my head. So first things first is that whoever mentioned it, you did shave, and now you and Mike do look like brothers now. From now even more resemblance from down under. So
well, I appreciate the compliment.
I have a better Australian accent.
So wait a minute. So we're on the hunt now for an IT guy that slept with women on 2 different continents. This is getting interesting.
So Brian, Michael is in that same knowledge arena as you are with the technology, and he understands the building of the media, and he understands the keywords, and so you guys are on different playing fields, I would say, than the majority of the rest of the world. They don't know what's going on, and you guys know how to connect the dots in that arena. And we have, I feel like I say this, I've been saying this for a few months now, Wilbur and Orville Wright, because now Mike has built me a media center, and now we do have ads with calls to action going to our brand new websites to engage people on the products and services that I offer. So for me, the knowledge that I can have this conversation with you and Mike and having the same thing, now I get it. So now I understand it is connecting the dots and putting you in a place where people can see what you're saying, and then they can react without any emotion, without any drama, and learn. So it really is more of the Huck Finn of today, whereas you got to show them. And that's where I like that we've connected the dots, and now we can prove what we're talking about. Is that, we're prospecting dealers right now. We've got general managers, F&I managers, and we've got an email campaign that when they open up, we know we got to contact them because they saw our header, they called to action, and now we're doing it. So what I'm saying is that we are connecting the dots. And I like hearing you and Mike talk about it because it just confirms that the knowledge that you have and Mike is learning and is way ahead of everything. And it is proof. And it's value, and that's what it is, because our dealer base, and I don't know, my other question, the U.S. dealer base from an Australian's perspective, are they as still gun shy and not interested to hear what you have to say? Or, tell me how you're received with the New England or the United States auto dealer.
I'm better received by the US dealer or any US businessman much better than what I would be with the Australian market. That's why Mike will know. That's why on a whim, about a week and a half ago, when we originally started, I think I had the site for like 5 days, but now I've had the site for 10 days, and I started a brand new media site called moderndentistnews.com, and in that, what is it, 16 days or so, I've already had 600 clicks to the site.
So you've mastered the knowledge of obtaining impressions to see what you're trying to showcase.
But that's nothing, Gary. That's nothing. Imagine now going one step further on top of where you and Michael are. And Michael, for instance, goes to, and he mentioned it to me on an email, and he says, we talked about OfferVault. And effectively, OfferVault has a whole sort of directory of sort of media publishers.
Affiliates that Mike told me to sign up for it. So I signed up for that. And now, I'm waiting to, when we have time, but I've signed up, and that looks like, right, that's residual income just by having your own website.
Yeah, now flip that relationship, because you signed up as a publisher, but there's absolutely no reason why you can't go to the same network and say, I'm an advertiser, because you have your own product, and what you do is you put your product in front of their people, and they promote your product, and you give them a commission for your warranty product. Now that automatically puts you out to, say, whatever, 400 or 500 people that they've got in their list that might have, insurance blogs, car blogs, boat blogs, motorboat blogs, what have you.
Yeah, anything, anything with an engine.
Exactly. So then automatically, that's your, but that's your sphere of influence. And then what happens is that's a direct relationship with people that actually understand your market, rather than, you know what I'm saying? Rather than going out there doing Google bidding or.
Oh, well, it's the Red Sea and the Blue Sea. Where do you want? The Red Ocean or the Blue Ocean? Whatever book that was, is you want to be in the Blue Ocean where you get a lot more visibility, as opposed to being in where everybody's fighting for the same deal.
Absolutely.
So your recommendation, and I was gonna inquire about this, is for a site like OfferVault, right? So we were talking about that. Your recommendation is to play both sides of the fence, because we can, and there's no law against not playing both sides of the fence. So my ad will appear on their sites. I pay a commission to those sites that are putting my ad up, but at the same time, I can put ads where somebody's clicking on it, and I collect the mailbox money, as Gary puts it, $50 for sending them a lead. I don't know nothing, but somebody on my media site or on our media site, because this is what this blog or this podcast is. Underneath it all, we've got a media site underneath the main page that has the interviews. So people are looking and getting to know us based on our categories. In other words, they're going to me for AI kind of tips and tricks, but they're going
Gary, you monetize. But you can monetize this site, this actual media site. You can monetize that site and have the banners on there for Gary's business, for Larry's business, and for your business, you know, and then anyone clicking on those banners that wants a media site, that wants a warranty product, that wants sales training or motivation training, they go to the respective person that whose banner they clicked on.
Mike's built that for us. So
Yeah.
Mike has done that on our media sites that, you know, where we're showcasing some of our other stuff. It's on there, which I'm really impressed. And like, so when you click on it, it goes right to my website. Or and then on my website we have a button that's a media tab where you click on that and you go right to the media center. So it sounds like, you know, what you're talking about is what Mike's doing, and that it's like you've learned it, and Mike, you're confirming everything that Mike's doing was really amazing.
Yeah, well, Mike and I have been sort of in the same circles, learning from the same people. We've pretty much got the same mentors over the last 10 years. So, you know, we're all going to be picking up very, very many of the same traits and same advantages for
You know how to
what we're
connect
doing.
Your circle of influence, I love that, has learned how to connect the dots.
Well, but where did I go to get that understanding, get that knowledge? I went to the States. Like everything that I've learned in marketing over the last 15 years has been from the States. So all my mentors have been your Dan Kennedys, you know, your Brian Tracy's. You know, I knew that Larry's attention would have been caught then. Your Brian Tracy's, or who else have we got? You know, obviously David Sprague is for Michael and myself, but who's our car
I
man?
can
Tom.
mention Dan Sullivan up in Canada. I mean, he runs strategic
You
coach.
just
Blows
have
my
that
mind
funny.
every time I follow him.
You just have that funny accent. We've got to listen more intently to listen to you. So
That's what I'm
and that's what
saying.
you know. I got to lean in to make sure I'm listening, because if I'm not listening, sometimes the humor I miss a witty humor, and so I don't want to miss it because you're very clever. So and it is enjoyable to listen to you talk, because you know what you're talking about.
Michael's going to put closed caption underneath me from here on.
Well, I mean, I sometimes watch closed caption to make sure I didn't say anything wrong.
I watch closed caption purely because those types of movies are easy to understand in different languages, and they're obviously much more risque than the norm. So, you know, I'm quite happy to be inconvenienced by closed caption if I have to.
Very funny. Well, I'm thrilled. I want you and Mike to continue to teach each other and help us continue to grow. I don't think I'll ever be a rock star, but boy, I could use some exposure. That we're talking the tip of the spear. We're talking lead generation, utilizing AI, utilizing people to really turn dealerships into thriving businesses by connecting all of their infrastructure. And once you have all of it connected and the people just need to be trained on it, you have success. Because processes are easy to hold people accountable. I'm just, you know, a software process, and now throwing AI into all the things that the average person doesn't want to handle, and they learn how to harness it. Now everybody becomes experts in their particular responsibility.
Well, you just said something magical, Gary. Could you imagine if we could connect all the departments and all the information at dealerships? Because they're so fractious. Forget about fixed ops and variable. How many times is there like a rebate and the salespeople don't know because the managers never told them?
Right.
Well,
It's almost like everybody's their own little village, every two desks. So if we could find a way to get everybody on the same page and make everything more connected. Because it's really funny. We're a connected society. No, we're not. We may have an internet connection, but I've never seen people so disparate in their thoughts and their considerations and what knowledge they actually share. Do you agree, Brian?
Look, as far as the motor industry, 15 years or so in the motor industry, I can wholeheartedly confirm, Larry, that I've never seen a business that is so disjointed from department to department. The salespeople hate the F&I guy because they think he earns too much money and he doesn't work as hard as what the sales guy does, because they're giving him the deal and he just has to set the finance. You know what I mean? The service people are aliens as far as the sales is concerned. And then the general manager's just going to walk on the floor and everyone's going to run away. So, like, it's not a united effort. If someone to sit there and say, what's your mission statement or what is everyone's goal today, they would look at you like, you know, you're from Australia. Like, what are you doing here?
And guess what? Welcome. Well, okay. So you know what, Brian? You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. It's no different. It's nothing different. But it is human learning, and the thing is that now that it's digital, or now that it's moving in a digital platform, it has to be correct. And that's where we're watching, and I've been calling it slack tide for 5 years, but I do see that the technology is starting to get touched. It's not as hot as they think. It's not as bad as they think. And then when they realize that the process is so much seamless and easy to handle your things using the technology, we're getting there. We need a whole new craft of F&I managers that are actually taught to be cooperative, not what they were taught over the last 20 years. Last 20 years was they were taught to take every penny out of the customer's pocket and get them in and get them out. Now we need to teach them how to be a fan or help the customer and make good choices.
Who's teaching him, Gary? Who's teaching him? Who's teaching who? Because I don't see any difference. There's no difference here. The F&I that's teaching the young F&I is the F&I that was taught by the previous F&I. So it's the same person.
It's nature versus nurture. If the parents don't get along, the kids grow up thinking maybe they shouldn't get along. It's innate. It's tied into our DNA. I always tell the story, Brian, that early on in my dealership career, the GM was leaving. The operator said, "Boss, you have a call." And he said, "Tell him I left." He did it right in front of a few salespeople. So what's the message? Hey, the customer's not that important.
No, they never have been. I mean, or to know exactly where you stand and where you are actually positioned in that whole business is to ask someone, can you talk about your last customer with me and tell me how you helped them? And once you get out, let's say once you edit all the curse words out, right, and all the name calling and curse words and negativity and blasphemy,
or Brian, or calling the customer cheap, and then the same salesman's on eBay for a week trying to save 11 cents on an item.
Yeah, exactly right. I mean, you're going to have, 12 seconds of maybe words that might be quasi-positive in that explanation. So, it's a com. Like, how much com am I going to get out of this deal? There's no, oh, geez, I hope he comes back in 18 months, to trade in for the new model, or I hope I get a referral.
Brian, think how ridiculous it is that it's a CSI requirement that you reach out to your customer. Why should anybody have to tell a salesperson when they're really annuities to reach out? Years ago, the Japanese didn't have quality control because it was considered an insult to check the worker because the worker was going to do it because it was the right thing to do. Hey, listen, obviously, Brian, what's going to come out of this is we're going to have to do a part 3 with you, because I think we dug even deeper this time than the last time. And myself and Gary and Michael, we just love having you. Would you be up for doing a third segment and digging even a little deeper and see what we can come up together to make this industry and ourselves a little bit better?
I'm more than happy to do it. And this time, instead of 15 minutes early, I might come in half an hour earlier and try and connect with Google to see if we can get in. We've just been 20 minutes late this time. Rather
You know
than
what? You know what? Just get on when you wake up Saturday morning.
Yeah. All right. I'll get on at 5 in the morning, and I'll just sit here and go. The gentleman will be on soon.
Please.
Yeah.
Hey, gentlemen, well, I thank you. I just hear visitors in my house. My daughter's home for the weekend. So, great talking. Brian, love having it. Thank you for all the knowledge. Larry, enjoy your weekend. Mike, thanks for everything. And we'll do. If you guys see, I got my Travelers hat. They're playing golf at the Travelers. And my boy Tommy Fleetwood with 2 eagles today. Keep an eye on him over the weekend.
Do you like live golf?
We got off of koalas. We're to a more American creature, the eagle. See that? We Americanized the whole thing.
Brian, what'd you say?
What do you think of live golf? Like with the normal?
He's talking about the league sponsored by the Arabs. Where the
No, we don't want to talk about that.
You don't like him?
Yeah, no, I think that no. I'm a conservative.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
Well, we all are.
They gave Phil Mickelson like $50 million. Wouldn't it be cool, Gary, if you and I were washed up and somebody gave us $25 million to show up and look pretty?
I'm raising my hand. Okay.
Yeah.
Guys, we don't want to keep going without our man, Mr. Silman. Michael, Gary, anybody watching this, stay healthy. Brian, it's a pleasure having you on. Keep up your fabulous work, and we will be looking for you for part 3. Thank you from the bottom of our hearts.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, and thank you all. It was great to be here again. We'll see you soon.
Stay healthy.
Good night.
Bye-bye.